Well, good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. In today's video I'm going to be doing a beginner lathe project. This is a Christmas themed one and we're going to be making these little snowmen. The wood I'm going to be using is poplar and it's 12 by 2 by 2, and this project is brilliant because it's a 2-in-1, and out of this you can make two things basically. So what we're going to be doing is making some wine bottle stoppers and some hanging tree ornaments. So join me at the lathe and I'll show you how it's done. So to start, what you want to do with your piece of wood is find the center of each piece. I'm going to be using my little rule and my pencil. Like so. And then I'm just going to punch where those pieces meet, and repeat that on both sides. Like so. So that's my center, and then what we're going to do is line this piece of wood up in our chuck. So what I've done is on this side, I'm sure you can't see it, I've made it so that as the wood rotates I've got a 6 to 8 mil gap between the wood and the plate, so I allow for the wood to spin because I don't want it catching. And what we're going to do is we're just going to remove this to get it looking nice and smooth, something like this. Okay. So I'm going to start by using my rough and gouge. Okay, so as you can see it's now nice and smooth, and I'll just double check the dimensions with some calipers. Perfect, so as we can see it's the same all the way around. Now, I'm only a beginner on the lathe, which is why I thought I would make a beginner lathe video, and the lathe that I'm using is, as you can see, it's Parkside, and the model is PDM 600C3, and this was actually a birthday present for me because I've always wanted to try working on the lathe, and if I can do these, so can you. Very simple, but aim for this project is to get three snowmen out of this one piece. Now the wood cost me £3.50. So, you know, I can sell a nice little set of these for, you know, maybe £7 or £8. And for me, that's good. You know, if you're a beginner, you got to start somewhere. So I'm going to crack on with these because I've got a few more to smooth over, and then I'll show you how to make the snowmen themselves. So I've put the wood in, and this is what I was trying to say before with the plate. Oh, now I've got a better angle on the camera. If you spin it around like that, move this, line the Harris, which is the edge of the wood, or Harris, and you want like a 6 mil clearance there, so that when you spin, it doesn't touch. Okay, so I'm happy with that, so we'll lock that in. I'll just move it over a little bit, and I'll crack on with this one. Lovely. So now we've rounded over our poplar, we're going to try and figure out how to get 3 out of these. Now this one I've made 7.5, 8 centimeters. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and space it out. So we got 1, 2 and 3. Now this is good because we want to leave a little piece of wood on the end of each one, just so it holds itself in the chuck, because this Parkside lathe is not like a professional lathe. You know, I have to leave a little bit on the end. I'm going to screw my piece of poplar back in. Okay, we'll lock that down so it's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to turn the lathe speed all the way down and just have it rotating slowly. So now it's rotating slowly. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold this over the top. My hand probably will get in the way, and I'm just going to use a pencil and I'm just going to mark these edges here. So if I just hold that there, let's see if I do this side to show you. About there. Alright. Now I don't worry about making these exact because they're handmade. I'm a beginner, you know, and I don't have like all the calipers and all the equipment, so I just tend to do it by eye. Alright, so now this is going to be my key piece. This will be where the hat is. This will be the snowman's face, and this will be the top of the hat. Okay, so now I'm going to rotate the piece of wood and I'm just going to highlight these all the way down. Okay, so hopefully you can see I've got my 3 pieces. So here is where the start of my curve is going to go for the face, and then I'm going to try and bring it down for the hat, and then I'm going to use the skew chisel to make the hat itself. And then once I've finished this one, before I get too close, I'm going to make the marks for the second one, and I'm going to repeat it all the way down. The tools I'm going to be using are my small ball gouge, my roughing gouge and my skew chisel. So my skew chisel being this one. Okay, I might end up excuse me, I might end up having to use the big one. Alright, so let's get started. So there I've started the head. Alright. And now I'm going to work on the hat. So for this one, I'm going to start with my small skew chisel, and I'm probably going to switch over to the big one, because what I can do is if you can see, that's the perfect size for the hat, and it's already got the angle on it. So then all you have to do is just hold it at that angle, and it will create that nice shape. Okay, so now you see it slowly coming together, hopefully. What I'm going to work on next is the lip of the hat. And again, I'm going to use the small skew chisel for this because I want to try and work to that angle on each side, and then I can define the face a little bit more. So now I'm going to focus on this top piece here. I'm just going to smooth it round a little bit. There we have a little snowman. And then I'm just going to repeat this all the way down along for the other two, and then we get ourselves 3 little snowmen out of 1 block. So I'll crack on with that, and I'll show you when I've done them. Okay, so I've got all 3 done now. So I've got 1, 2 and 3. So now what we need to do is just get a little bit of sandpaper, and we're just going to go around it, sand them all down, and then if I grab my pencil, this piece is going to be removed. This piece is going to be removed, and if you can see that, this base piece here is going to be removed. So that leaves us with snowman, snowman, and snowman. So I'm going to crack on with sanding these down, and yeah, then I'll show you what they look like when they're finished. Just always start by turning your lathe down to low because you don't want stuff flying everywhere. And then I'm probably going to hit it with a bit of 80 grit sandpaper. If you can see that, 80. And then I'm going to go all the way up to probably 240. So yeah, just cut that down a bit. I'll just put my mask on. Okay, so they're nicely sanded down now. I've taken them up to 240 grit. So I'll just do some. Now we have 3 snowmen. So what we're going to do, we're going to take these over to the bandsaw, and I'm just going to cut each one off, and then we'll hand sanded the rest, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I finished making. I've got 15 little snowmen, which, as you can see, have all come out really nice same size. So I'm not too worried if they're like a millimetre or 2 out. Luckily, whilst I was turning some, my dad came for a visit and actually gave me a pair of calipers, coming very handy. So I was able to get most of them pretty much all the same width. So if I just lay these out so you can see them. Now these ones are there's a couple of little bit burnt bits, but I had a few issues with my bandsaw, and the blade actually snapped off, which I haven't got a spare one. So with these ones I've just used a tenon saw to cut them down. But yeah. Now these ones are actually for my dad's work. He does arts and crafts. He's a key worker, looks after some disabled people. So yeah, these ones will be going to him, so that they can paint them and turn them into whatever they like. So I did make a few more spare ones out of ash, which I'll just show you now. Made some pretty similar ones out of the ash, and I'm going to show you the bottle stopper and the Christmas tree ornament. So we'll start with the bottle opener in my little tin. Now I bought these off of Amazon. El Cheapo. But you see they come in different colours. This one's like a copper colour, which is quite nice, and it goes quite well with the ash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that the size of that thread. I'm just going to make that mark in the bottom there, drill it out as well. So let me find my drill, let me space it. So 5/16, might be 8mm. Yeah, lovely. So I'm just going to do this by hand. I'm just sort of going to eyeball it down to size, really. Centre mark. And hopefully we can screw that in there, like so. Now we've got a nice little snowman bottle stopper, and what I'll probably end up doing is epoxying the stopper in there. I mean, you could use excuse me, CA glue and activator, but I've got some epoxy somewhere, I just can't find it. So actually, yeah, for demonstration I'll just use a bit of CA glue, because that will hold it down quite nice. There we go, just a little bit around there. Lovely, not going anywhere. And now we'll do the hanging ornament. So again, Amazon. Look, thank my missus very much for this, because this was her idea. I think this cost about £11, and it's just like an eyelet set. Very small, very teeny tiny. That one might be nice. Find the smallest drill bit I've got, which I think is 2mm. Yeah, 2mm. Just want to start the hole off. I don't want to. I mean, you can finish these, put finish on these prior to this, so I'm just doing it for the video. So I've just started the hole off. I haven't done too much to it at all. Don't want to go down too deep. And I'm just going to thread this, hopefully. My fat fingers. That's it. Lovely. Now again, it's got a little bit of Christmas string here. You could use whatever you want, copper wire or anything really. Well, this is just what I've got to hand. This one came from Hobbycraft actually. I'm probably going to take about 7 centimeters of this, maybe 8. I'm just going to tie a little loop. Start at the end. My fingers are definitely too fat for this. I'm just going to do a little stopper knot in there. That's it. And then hopefully I'll be able to thread that through. Yeah. And we got ourselves a nice little hanging Christmas tree ornament. I mean, you could paint these, you could put finish on them. I mean, you can, if you've got a pyrography kit, you could burn eyes, nose and a mouth in there. I'm just going to leave these for now, just for the video. But yeah, that's it. That's how you turn and make two nice little projects. Snowman bottle stopper and a snowman hanging tree ornament. I'll put some finish on these quickly and show you the finished result. So the finish I'm going to be using is this. I've never used this before, I've never used a spray on one. We actually picked this up, we being my missus and me, from Aldi. I think it was like $3.99 or $2.99. So I'm just going to go and try it, see if it works. Now I'm going to do this outside quickly because I don't want to spray shit in the shed. We'll see what happens. Now this is a gloss finish, I think. Clear lacquer, yeah, gloss. Resistant to scratches and rapid drying, we shall find out. So yeah, always worth a try. I think you can get shellac, I think they call it. You can get some bottles of shellac, which will work quite nicely. But yeah, quite like those. Oh, so there you go, guys. I got two nice projects out of that. Got the nice bottle stoppers. And we got some nice little hanging ornaments. Okay, so again, these ones are made out of ash because the other ones are for my dad to take to work with him. But yeah, hopefully you liked that video. Hopefully you should sort of see what I was doing. And if you stuck it out to this far, please like, comment and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, because I'm starting to come out here a bit more often in the shed and do a few more bits, and it'd be great to have you along. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video.